I've always, looked at life of it's never that good and it's never that bad. And it just is what it is. I am very much a growth junkie. My superpower is learning. And through that, I love teaching, inspiring. Change your thinking, change your life. And everything's figure outable and anything's possible.
I have Tara Allen with me today, one of my favorite realtors in the Sioux Falls area. So, Tara, why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself, who you work with and what your team is and that sort of thing.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me today, Kyle. I have the Allen Edge Real Estate team here at eXp Realty in Sioux Falls. We sell a lot of homes every single year. Been in business about 14 years. We've helped over 2,300 families, so we kind of know what we're doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. A little bit of your guys' specialty. Do you specialize in a certain area of home in the Sioux Falls area, or how does that work?
I would say, we go anything from $100,000 houses to $2 million plus houses, Kyle. We're kind of all over Sioux Falls and surrounding area, and I know our team has enjoyed working with you and the crew as well, Kyle. We have always, need our houses fixed up or things come up in inspections, and it's been a great partnership. That's
awesome. Yes. So Tara and I decided to do this podcast. I think I texted her on Sunday, let's say, about doing this podcast together. So she graciously decided to hop on with me, and we live by each other, near each other, and I was walking my dogs, and she was out for a walk, and we kind of crossed paths, and the first thing she said to me was, "How gorgeous is it outside right now?" And my first response was, "Well, yeah, it's kind of windy," but so it kind of proves the fact of how Tara is a very upbeat, personal person, but she's always looking for the light, let's say, the silver lining of the clouds or whatnot. And maybe I'm more of a realist and look at things a little differently, but it shows that there's space for all of us in this world. So Tara does a ton of professional development, things like that, works with many different mentors. Why don't you talk a little bit about the work you've been doing on that front?
Yeah, Kyle, I've always, looked at life of it's never that good and it's never that bad. And it just is what it is. And we can accept to understand that there's many different perspectives in lives, and that you can find beauty in anything. It doesn't really matter if it's freezing cold, if business is bad, if you've just had a fight with your spouse. Like, there's beauty in all of it, and that's how we grow. Right? And that's how we can help shape others as well, to give them a little bit of optimism, right? Look at things a little differently. I am very much a growth junkie. My superpower is learning. And through that, I love teaching, inspiring. So as you can see, all the books behind me.
Yes.
Yeah. And all of the little the pictures up there, those are all John Maxwell quotes. I'm huge into John Maxwell. I'm a John Maxwell certified coach, and I'm in his mentorship program with Diana Kokoska as well. And so we get to meet a couple times a year and be on Zooms every month and things like that. It's been a huge part of what's gotten me through life, honestly. Right? We all have different stories and journeys and hardships and things like that. And it really, in life, the only thing you can control is how you show up, right?
That's no doubt. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the sides that we come into contact are with mold, or, like you said, a foundation or a specific thing on the construction side that, even though you have sold 2,300 homes, you may not be a professional in that exact area, where the customer may want you to say, "Well, I know what to do here." But if you're not a professional, you guys are great at bringing in an actual professional that does know exactly how to deal with this situation, instead of just being the all-knowing presence in the real estate market, right?
Well, yeah, and even if you take real estate out of this, mentorship and the people that you surround yourself with, that's anything in life. So when you're feeling stuck, like, who is the person around you that you can go to that helps you figure out a solution, or just will listen when you need someone to listen, or that can see things from a different perspective? Because I like to say, I've coached agents across the U.S. too, and when you're in the thick of it, it's kind of like I say, your coach or your mentor is above looking down at a 15,000-foot view, and you're stuck in the trees, and they can tell you, okay, take a right, take a left, and help you navigate that forest a lot faster and see things a little bit differently because you're stuck in the muck of it, right?
Yeah. I guess I never looked at it at that perspective, but that's a great way to look at it, right? I think you and I are both podcast junkies. Let's call ourselves. We listen to a lot of podcasts, and I have quite a few younger guys that work with us on the tech side and things like that. And I talk to them all the time about the wealth of knowledge that they have at their fingertips. First of all, most of these podcasts are literally free, so it's not like we're at. You talk about adding a coach, things like that. You pay usually, especially the coaches that you're dealing with now, you're paying top dollar money for those, right? Where a lot of times our teammates don't have those kind of funds. But I talk to them about starting in a place. And you really need to find a mentor that speaks to you. A mentor that speaks to me or speaks to you doesn't necessarily speak to one of my teammates or things like that. So you really need to listen to someone that speaks to you. And I talk to them about just having a starting place for that. If you're into video games, start listening to podcasts on video games. There's nothing wrong with that. What that does is creates a habit for listening to podcasts, getting on the podcast systems where you're searching new people. And the beauty of the podcast is they're usually 20 minutes to an hour, a palatable amount of time where you can start to listen to different people all the time and find out who does speak to you. You agree with that?
Oh, 100%. You don't have to invest $1, and there's so much knowledge out there with technology, podcasts, YouTube, books, ebooks, all the things. Like, it's very affordable for anyone. It just really comes down to the will to do it. And you mentioned habits. Part of me is like, setting goals is kind of crap. Because at the end of the day, what it really comes down to are what are the habits that would cause you to hit that goal? And so you can have a vision of where you want to go. And yet, if you're actually going to do it, you need to pick the 1, 2, or 3 small little habits, because nothing happens overnight. It's literally happened so small. It's small. And all of a sudden you're up here and you're like, holy crap, how did I get here? Well, it's because of that small compounding effect that has on those little habits. And so whatever it is that you're working towards, yes, you can find that information for free. And then it's just setting those habits and holding yourself accountable. I call them accountability buddy. Get an accountability buddy. It's free. Someone that is looking to grow in the same area as you, text each other. I always tell my team, I'm like, if you're looking to get in shape and you say, I'm going to go to the gym at 6 a.m. and you get up and you didn't sleep well, do you hit snooze or you go back to bed? A lot of times you hit snooze. But now if I said, Kyle, I'll meet you at the gym at 6, I'm not paying you anything. We're just friends that want to get in shape. Mm-hmm. And I don't sleep well and the alarm goes off. Am I going to say, screw Kyle, or am I going to go back to bed?
Sure.
Right? Like, screw Kyle, go back to bed, or dang it, Kyle's waiting for me. And I might say screw Kyle, but I probably won't.
Hopefully not long term, right? You may miss one or two, but the whole point is, and reading the book Atomic Habits, I usually go back to that book because I don't honestly know of another book that I've read on habits. So if you have some recommendations on that front, I'd love to hear that.
Oh. My favorite habits books is it's $1 Million Habits, Atomic Habits, and High Performance Habits.
Okay.
By Brendon Burchard. And those 3 books, those are 3 books that people should read every single year.
You are a technical reader. You like to read. You can speed read. Me personally, I'm literate, but I say I can't read and I only say that because when I get to the bottom of a page, I tend to forget what happened at the top of the page. And it takes me so long to get anything out of a book. I go to audiobooks, right? That's the only way I consume my information. But because I couldn't read or didn't feel like I could read, I didn't consume books for a long period of time. I just started this journey under 5 years ago, I'm guessing. I really wish in my 30s I would have consumed more books. I guess the point is that whether you like to read or you don't like to read, that's no excuse for not consuming the content that's at your disposal, because buying audiobooks is the same price as buying a leather-bound book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you need to consume it however you can. So
Whatever, we all learn differently, so whatever works for you.
yeah, absolutely.
What's important is you're just doing something.
Anything else on the top of your mind that you want to discuss?
I would just say, like, change your thinking, change your life, and everything's figure outable and anything's possible, right? You can be people they overestimate what they can do in a year, and they underestimate what they can do in 5 years. So, like, set a goal and set a big goal, like, and just believe in yourself, have that inner confidence. And the way that you get your inner confidence, if you don't have it right now, is start by keeping those small promises to yourself, those promises that no one can see but you. And then you start to build that confidence and you start to believe in yourself a little bit more. So maybe it's wake up by a certain time, or read 5 pages, or, work out for 10 minutes a day. Like, just start small and build up. The whole point is just start, get that confidence, set a goal, and just freaking do it, because you can do anything if it's important to you.
That's awesome. Well, Terry, I can't thank you enough for being on the podcast today. I hope you have an absolutely fabulous day. I hope your team sells some houses today, and then they have a fabulous day as well. And
And if you need to buy or sell a house, give me a call.
This is true. I certainly hope Nick sells a house today. I'd like to see a smile on Nick's face. So
I think you will. Thank you, Kyle, for having me.
We'll see ya.
Bye.